After a rough episode 3, the Book of Boba Fett got back on track with a solid episode 4 in my opinion. There was a lot of good, and some bad, so let's start with the bad. Admittedly, the episode started off pretty rough. I'm just not a fan of the cyberpunk, techno aspect of Tatooine. It feels forced and it just doesn't really fit the established planet. Tatooine is supposed to be an extremely impoverished outer rim planet, and yet all these young people are running around jobless and getting high-tech body modifications. It feels like an oversight in world building.
Back in my day, we lost our limbs against our will.
God, no one cares, Uncle Luke. I can't wait for you to just die.
Following along that path, I don't feel that the show has adequately shown us what's at stake through world building. We've been told that the Pikes winning will be bad for the people of Tatooine. We've been told that the streets of Mos Espa are not safe and are in disarray. We've been told that a war is brewing, but we haven't been shown any of this in the world around the characters. When Boba Fett has walked through the streets, he hasn't seen violence, or people begging for water, or people just generally looking miserable. Honestly, if you knew nothing about Mos Espa before watching this show, you'd think it probably was a pretty nice place to live. So it doesn't feel that anything is necessarily at stake. It doesn't feel like there's any real tension. Aside from those things though, I did enjoy this episode. It was great to see the Slave One back in action, and Boba Fett mowing down the biker gang was one of my favorite scenes of the series. That was the Boba Fett that we've been wanting to see. I'll also never pass up an opportunity to hear the seismic charge go off.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
R.I.P. OG Sarlacc. Black Chrysanthemum starting a bar fight was epic. I loved how he ripped the Trandoshan's arm off, and I'm glad that it appears he's going to be working for Boba Fett for now. Boba's putting together quite the talented team of killers for a showdown against the Pike Syndicate, a team which will include, if the musical motif is any indication, one Din Djarin. Yes, Mando's theme played at the very end of the episode, so I think we can expect him to make an appearance alongside his new best friend Boba Fett next week. I also liked how this episode allowed Fennec to shine a bit. One of my complaints about the show is that it really hadn't utilized this awesome character as much as it could have, but this episode definitely began to remedy that. Outside of all that, it seems that the setup for this show is complete.
The board is set. The pieces are moving.
There won't be any more flashback scenes, and Boba Fett is completely healed.
Back from the dead, assholes!
It's shaping up to be interesting, though I wish the show had a more clear antagonist. Like, there's no single villain that's specifically working against Boba Fett. It's basically just Boba Fett versus the Pike Syndicate, and to an extent the Mayor, but I don't feel like his character's been built up enough to clearly stand as the antagonist of the show. So I'm hoping for some kind of mystery villain reveal. Maybe Kira, anyone? Anyways, those are all my thoughts about this 4th episode. I'd say it was a solid episode, probably my 2nd favorite of the series, just behind episode 2. Let me know how you felt about this episode down in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Zach, and I'll see you in the future.